Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news. All right, Falcons fans, hold on to your hats because the NFL rumor mill has just dropped a bombshell that could shake up the NFC South, and more importantly, give the Falcons a major boost as they gear up for the postseason. We're talking about the possibility of Myles Garrett, the dominant edge rusher from the Cleveland Browns, heading to Atlanta in what could be one of the most significant trades of the season. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a blockbuster, right? Well, buckle up because this isn't just speculation. There's serious buzz around it, and the implications are massive for our team. Let's set the stage here. The Browns are in a tricky spot. With a 5-8 record and a defense allowing nearly 28 points per game, Cleveland is feeling the heat. Rumors are swirling that they might be open to trading Garrett, who, let's not forget, is one of the most feared pass rushers in the league right now. Cleveland's management is reportedly flirting with the idea of sending Garrett and possibly a defensive tackle in exchange for draft picks and some cap space, around $27 million that they could use to rebuild their offensive line. That, my friends, is a game changer. Now, why would the Falcons be interested? Well, adding Garrett to our already talented defense would be a massive upgrade. Imagine him teaming up with Matthew Judon, who's already been racking up sacks, 8 so far this season, and creating a relentless pass rush. The Falcons have been struggling with consistency in getting to the quarterback, and Garrett's presence on the edge could turn that around overnight. His ability to generate pressure, force fumbles, and disrupt opposing offenses is exactly what our defense needs to take a leap forward, especially in high-pressure situations. Let's talk a bit about Garrett himself. He's a monster out of Texas A&M, and his stats are jaw-dropping. In 2025, he's posted a PFF overall grade of 94.8, which is among the highest in the league for edge rushers. His pass rush grade is a phenomenal 96.2, making him a true nightmare for offensive lines. Garrett's run defense is just as impressive, with a grade of 91.0, and he's accumulated 14 sacks, 55 solo tackles, 6 forced fumbles, and 36 tackles for loss in just 13 games. That's elite production. Over his career, he's amassed over 100 sacks and more than 310 tackles with a win rate of 36%, one of the best in the league. His EPA per sack is 31, meaning he's highly efficient at creating game-changing plays. Despite his greatness, Garrett has faced some injuries this season. He suffered a sprained ankle in Week 5, but still played 98% of the snaps. He's 6'4" and 272 pounds of pure power. Comparing him to Watt, he has over 13% more hurries according to PFF, which just emphasizes how disruptive he is. In Week 6, Garrett exploded against the Bengals, recording 3-5 sacks, forcing 3 fumbles, and applying relentless pressure all game long. This kind of performance underlines just how much a player like him can elevate a defense. But let's not forget the Browns side of the story. Cleveland is in a tight cap situation, about $12 million over the limit, and with a 12-0 plus Super Bowl odds, they are clearly in a rebuild mode. Their offensive line has been decimated by injuries, with 5 concussions among starters and a ranking of 24th in EPA per pass. At 30 years old, Garrett commands a hefty $34 million salary, and with a 1-5 start to the season, the Browns are eyeing the future, prioritizing youth and draft capital. Rumors indicate Cleveland might be feeling the pressure, especially as they're uncertain about their window with quarterback Deshaun Watson, who has struggled with consistency. Just 18 touchdowns so far this season. The secondary has also been a concern, with injuries piling up, making a trade for Garrett a strategic move to accelerate a rebuild. Now, how does this impact the Falcons? Well, if Garrett joins Atlanta, it's huge. Our pass rush would receive an instant upgrade, adding a player who can turn games around single-handedly. Currently, the Falcons rank 22nd in edge rushing grades according to PFF, with a grade of 68.0, and our sack numbers are somewhat modest. But Garrett's presence would make a difference. His pressure rate, already high, could jump by 25%, and with him on the line, we could see sacks increase from around 30 to closer to 50. That's a game changer. Our run defense would also benefit. currently allowing over 120 yards per game, improving by around 20%, and that would help us control the clock better and keep opposing offenses in check. One of the key reasons this trade makes so much sense for Atlanta is the potential to turn our defense into a true nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Garrett's ability to generate pressure and force turnovers would open up more opportunities for our secondary and linebackers. Plus, with Judon providing consistency on the other side, our front seven could become one of the league's most feared units. That kind of dominance would drastically reduce points allowed, dropping from around 25 to possibly under 20 points per game, which is exactly what we need to secure more wins. Now, let's take a quick look at the bigger picture. If Garrett comes to Atlanta, it could be a pivotal move heading into the playoffs. His track record in the postseason is impressive, and a player of his caliber can be the X factor we need. His grades in the playoffs have shown a 96.2 overall rating, with pressure rates surging by 25% during those critical moments. Facing teams like the Saints, who are also vying for the division, having Garrett on our side could be the edge we need to get over the hump. The odds for the Super Bowl, which currently sit at plus 15-0, could tighten significantly if we make a splash like this. Of course, there are risks involved. Cleveland isn't just going to give Garrett away. They will want high draft picks or other valuable assets. But considering their cap issues and the need to rebuild, a trade could be mutually beneficial. For the Falcons, acquiring Garrett isn't just about adding a star. It's about transforming our entire defensive identity. Imagine a front that strikes fear into opponents, forcing them into mistakes and turning our defense into a scoring threat in its own right. That's the kind of upgrade that can elevate a team from good to great, especially in the critical stretch of the season. Looking ahead, the Atlanta Falcons have everything to gain from this potential move. Our offense has been solid, but with a defense capable of creating turnovers and putting relentless pressure on quarterbacks, we could see a significant leap forward. Coupled with our offensive weapons, this could be the season we finally put it all together and make a serious run toward the playoffs and beyond. The NFC South is competitive, but with Garrett, we'd be positioning ourselves as the team to beat, with a defense that's tough to crack. Before I wrap up, I just want to remind everyone, these rumors are exciting, and while nothing is confirmed yet, the implications are clear. The Falcons have been building steadily, and a move like this could be the final piece of the puzzle. We've seen how a dominant pass rusher can flip the script. Think about how Brian Burns boosted the Panthers last year. Garrett could do the same for Atlanta, turning our defense into a nightmare for any quarterback daring to step onto the field. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now, Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you think Garrett is the missing piece that can propel us into serious playoff contention? Would you be excited to see him in our colors, wreaking havoc on Sundays? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Falcons news. This season could be one of the most exciting yet, and with moves like this on the horizon, we're all in for a wild ride. Let's go, Falcons!